The Lion and the Jewel is a highly symbolical classic Nigerian play written by the Nobel Prize-winning author Wole Soyinka. It was first performed in 1959 in Ibadan. It uses satire to explore such themes such as love, marriage, westernization, masculinity, femininity, colonization, manipulation, progress, and tradition. The play opens with a school teacher named Lakunle, who is teaching a class when he is smitten by a beautiful village young girl, Sidi, who is also known as a jewel because of her beauty, walks by his class carrying a pail of water on her head. Love-stoned, he immediately abandons his class. Lakunle comes out and insists on taking the pail from Sidi to prevent her neck from, quote, shortening. He engages in a playful sort of insulting argument with her about her culture, appearance, and intellect, which Sidi doesn't really like. After this small argument, Sidi wants to leave, but Lakunle then professes his love for her, but she remains unmoved. She demands Lakunle to pay the bride price first, which is traditionally symbolical to her worth and virginity for her to be his wife. But Lakunle doesn't want to pay the bride price. Seeing it is an uncivilized and outrageous custom, he wants to teach her and the rest of the village the Western ways. A foreign photographer comes to the village with the magazine he made about the village. Sidi is thrilled to see that she is on the cover and a 2-page spread of her image inside. Baroka, the village chief and Lion, sees these beautiful pictures of Sidi as well and wants to take her as his new wife. Baroka's older inherited wife Sadiku is told about this and then approaches her and informs her that Baroka wishes to marry her. Lakunle is exasperated with jealousy by this, but Sadiku continues her pleas as she promises Sidi will be treated much better than the other wives. Like the beautiful jewel of Ilujile she is, Sidi arrogantly rejects his proposal, believing Baroka is too old and only wants her because she is now famous and thinks she deserves better. Sadiku is angered by this and blames Lakunle for it. Sidi continues her argument that she is too good for Baroka as she looks beautiful in the magazine while Baroka looks like a ragged, blackened piece of saddle leather. Sadiku then invites Sidi for a small feast at Baroka's house, but Sidi refuses again because all women who do so eventually becomes Baroka's wives. The scene cuts to Baroka's bedroom. Ailatu is plucking his armpit hairs. Sadiku arrives in Baroka's presence and informs him of how her pleas to woo Sidi fell on deaf ears. She tells him Sidi thinks Baroka is too old for her. Baroka sadly confides in Sadiku of how he has lost his manhood and masculinity due to his old age, and pleads with her not to mention this to anyone. Sadiku goes to gloat to Sidi about how she has apparently taken Baroka's manhood and his father Okiki before that. She dances with Sidi's celebration. Sidi then decides to accept Baroka's feast invitation with the intention of mocking him about his new situation of impotency. As Lakunle dreams of modernizing the village by abolishing the bride price and building motor roads and cityways just like in Europe in Ilujenle, he accuses Baroka of being culturally redundant. Sidi visits Baroka unexpectedly while he arm wrestles another man. She lets him know that she is here only for the feast, but playful teases him about his other wife Ailatu and asks him if he was her father, would he let her marry a person like him? Sidi takes this opportunity to slightly tease him and further taunts him that he has failed to produce children in the last 2 years. The discussion continues. Baroka is hurt by the parallels and subtle hints about his nature dropped by Sidi. Baroka, however, continues his self-glorification and even admires Sidi's magazine stamp image as indeed beautiful, and responds to Lakunle that he isn't an enemy of European progress but does not like how it will make everything look the same. The scene cuts back to the village center where Lakunle is pacing around in frustration. He is mad at Sadiku for unwittingly tricking Sidi to go and see Baroka, as he is concerned that Baroka may harm or imprison her. Sadiku remains unfazed and tries to reassure him in song and dance that he is the real benefactor out of all this. Sadiku explodes in song and dance, recollecting the story about Baroka's masculine downfall. But suddenly, Sidi appears looking distraught. Lakunle automatically reads this as something bad or violent Baroka did to her and furiously declares he will press charges in the court of law. Sidi then reveals that Baroka had not lost his potency after all and only tricked Sadiku so she would tell Sidi that, making it seem safe to lure her to his house, which of course worked. Lakunle first drops in despair but soon offers to marry Sidi anyway without the bride price since she is no longer a virgin. Sidi begins preparing for a wedding. Lakunle first reads the situation as a resounding win for him, as he is now expects to have a Christian wedding with Sidi. But Sidi informs that she wants to marry Baroka the lion instead, who even though at 60, Baroka is still full of life but Lakunle will be probably 10 years dead.
If you have an African novel you want to see Dudu summarize, do not hesitate to comment below. Don't forget to subscribe for more original great Afrocentric content like this. Thanks for watching Mimsy Dudu Summaries.